Namaste, Yogesh. Namaste. Welcome to our experiment episode number 4, the Peace Dispatch.
Namaskar, Eman Bhai. Thank you for your time and initiative. And I know this is a great platform for me to reach to like-minded people around the world. So thank you again. And Jai Jagat, friends.
Ji, ji.
So today I thought about talking about my own background, especially like a lot of people ask, even I used to ask my own parents, that why our surname is Mathuria, which is little, unknown, not so popular surname in our Gujarati community. So my father gave me answer, but I was not convinced on that. So I did myself uh, quite a bit of research, and I met our family priest and also talked to some of our extended family members and caught up. So the story stands like almost 8 generation back. Some 200 people from our village left on pilgrimage to Mathura. And in those days, I'm talking about almost 250, 300 years back. Those days, pilgrimage was only for senior citizens, elderly people. And the way to go on pilgrimage was on bullock carts. Those days, there were no ATM cards and GPay and all that. So they used to carry cash. So the risk of, somebody robbing them and, taking away things. And if you resist, maybe getting killed, as well as age also sometimes contributing to the challenges. So in those days, going on pilgrimage like this was very, very challenging. And I understand and I got data that 192 people from nearby 5 villages left together on about 30 bullock carts. And in spite the distance was not very, very far, but that took almost 4 months to reach to Mathura. They stayed there for a week, and then coming back, it took almost 5 months. So it was nearing a 1 year yatra on bullock cart and in various forms of hardship for elderly people. So what actual number I don't have, but out of 192 people, only 70 people survived and came back. And all those 70 people who survived and came back were a big celebration for community in those days. And that's where Sarpanch is like an award, giving them Mathuria is a surname. So that's how we got our surname as Mathuria from that event, and then onwards that continues in our generation today. So two things, Eman Bhai, I believe that going on pilgrimage is part of my blood. So what I'm doing today, it has a very deep rooting right from my ancestor days and as back as 8 generation. So I'm proud to be that point of view taking legacy of pilgrimage. But yes, in today a different context, but yes, carrying on that pilgrimage forward. So I feel deeply blessed and grateful that I could do that. And like when I was sharing this information with my own siblings and people were surprised that this is the root of our own, because normally you have a surname, you don't ask your parents, and when parents give you understanding as per their you are not satisfied and you carry on and did research and came up with that. Also, a lot of people have questioned these days that what is Vishwamitra Yogesh. So this also has an interesting story behind. And I remember 2018 was a quite happening year for me, especially as in 2017 I had two heart attacks, but I got some other message that I need to continue my work. So, I mean, there was very, very few you can count on your finger buyers that you should continue your walk. But the biggest inspiration came to me in those days was from world-renowned Dr. B.M. Hegde. I was guided to go and talk to him because he is not a conventional doctor, but yes, very big renowned cardiologist. So I went all the way from Pune to Chennai to meet him. And the guidance was like a blessing to me. Hegde sir asked me, tell me, how can I help you? And I put on his table all my reports. But he was probably thinking something else altogether. And he said, Yogesh, are you guy who walked to Sri Lanka for peace? I says, yes, sir. How you know? I said, you had passed through Chennai and, our local newspaper had covered an article on you. So I was just trying to revive in mind that, are you the same person? I said, yes. Then he just folded reports and gave me back. He said, Yogesh, your passion will drive you. Very rare, very limited people in this current society get connected to their life purpose. And if you know your life purpose and if you have passion to achieve that, forget all these reports. You go ahead and walk. So I was surprised. I'm all the way going with a friend, again, my master colleague, all the way to Chennai. And this guy is not even looking at my reports. He says, Yogesh, your passion will drive you and your purpose will support you. So don't worry, just go ahead. Then I came back home and I shared with family that yes, I'm going to go to South Africa for peace walk. And my young daughter was very upset. He says, Daddy, you don't listen to anybody. What you get in this walk, you are not concerned about your own life. And somehow that the word came from my mouth, melody khao, khud jaan jao. Hemanji, remember there used to be some years back a TV ad. Somebody says melody meethi hai, somebody says khatti hai, somebody says khatti meethi hai. But unless you taste yourself, you don't know. And my daughter questioned me, are you challenging me? I said, no, beta. It is not question of challenging you, but some of the thing you can't put in words. You realize by your own experience. And that cannot be, described in specific words. So she was kind enough. She said, Daddy, in that case, I like to test myself and see. So she joined me in the walk. And normally it's my process, it's my like tradition I have set that I go to meet my master Jayesh Bhai in Ahmedabad and bow down to Peace Pole there. Take blessings of Peace Pole and Jayesh Bhai before any yatra. The same happened. And I went to Ahmedabad, went down to Gandhi ashram, took blessing from Bapu, and then came down to Jayesh Bhai's ashram. And that's where Global Peace Pole is there. So I bowed down to Peace Pole. And then I was sitting chatting with Jayesh Bhai. And Jayesh Bhai jokingly, I felt that day that he is jokingly telling me, says, Yogesh, you should change your name. You should change your surname from Mathuria to Vishwamitra. I said, sir, kya ho gaya? What's the issue? He says, Yogesh, today, very, very few people has guts to disobey doctor's advice and go on to sacred work like what you are intending to do. And your purpose is in line with friend of the world. So your surname should be changed from Mathuria to Vishwamitra. I took it little lightly and, you know, went and did my yatra very, very successfully, passing through all the challenges. Yes, initial days I used to get a lot of breathlessness and tiredness. But yes, remembering B.M. Megade's word repeatedly that your passion will take care of you and your purpose will support you. And I could complete 1250-kilometer walk over almost 2 months. That was very, very satisfying. But still, that question, that recommendation of Jayesh Bhai was playing in my mind. What that Vishwamitra really means. And I was just grappling on that. I was not really get to the groove of that. After the yatra, practically when I forgot about a recommendation of Jayesh Bhai and Vishwamitra. But then a divine blessing came my way, and through very good friend in Pakistan, I could get Pakistan visa after so many years of struggle. And once again, there was a huge pressure from family and friends. Hey, Pakistan is not a safer country to go. It's an enemy country, and variety of challenges about Pakistan. And most of our Gujarati friends, including my younger brother, all are, you know, connected to share market. So reading daily newspaper is like ritual for them. Their day starts with that. And they quoted me various situations and various things in Karachi and Islamabad and all that. He said, Yogesh, it's like a suicide to go into Pakistan. But I had very clear that if nobody is doing that, who will build the kit? And if you have taken a life purpose to be working on Jai Jagat as a principle, then, I mean, yes, I'm proud to be born in India, but I belong to the world. And in my introduction, I always say I'm a human being, belong to this world. I belong to all the world. I belong to all the religion. So how it make difference? But there was still usually human cry that no Pakistan. But I said, nahi, if it is challenge, let it be. But I like to go. And my friends also agreed. And we three of us went to Pakistan. One of my ISKCON friends sent me large chunk of money saying, Yogesh, I have done a Google search. In Pakistan, there is no single vegetarian restaurant because primary Muslim community eats non-veg. So you will find difficult to eat. I said, boss, kela to milega na, apple to milega na. Ek mahina nikalna hai, I will somehow manage. But he sent $2,000 saying, Yogesh bhai, please, please, please don't eat non-veg there. Being a ISKCON follower, he was very, concerned about me. So I said, chalo, theek hai. So we went down to Pakistan taking that money. And all the myths, input received from families and friends and all associates came out to be actual myth. People to people, it was so much pleasant. In Karachi, we were hosted by a Hindu guy. We met so many Hindus in Pakistan. By the way, we went to Shiva temple, we went to Krishna temple, we went to Swaminarayan temple, we also went to Brahma Kumaris. So I was wondering, I said, all media is taking about variety of teachers and about Hindus and all. And as a matter of fact, I ventured out and talked to one of the Hindu doctor friend there. I said, why did you guys ship to India? He says, Kyun? We are happy here. My children are also doctor now. I'm also doctor. My wife is also practicing pathology. I have no reason to ship to India. We are all fine. I said, this is typically media carries in Indian newspapers. He says, yeah, that sometimes happens, but it happens into village area. But in city like Karachi and Lahore, we are all absolutely fine. So that was like a big revelation and learning for me. Then we went to a small city called Shikarpur, where we were hosted by one of the Muslim friends. But look at I mean, Atiti Devo Bhava, we say our Hindu sanskar, but like I would say largely as the Indian sanskar. He said, Yogesh bhai, till you are in my home, we will not cook non-veg. So what you eat, we will eat. I said, Dr. Saab, he was Dr. Amir. I said, why you are punishing everybody? He said, no, at family we have decided that it's pleasure to host you. Until the time you are here, whole of week will not cook any non-veg. So whatever you eat, we will cook and we'll eat same thing for you. So that was very, very satisfying and very enriching experience. And finally, our last city was Lahore. Lahore, we were hosted by one of the friend who was like a indirect relationship, didn't have personal equation. So we got introduced to him, and he came to pick us up at a specific point, and we were driving to the place we were staying. And just baat mein se baat nikla what you did in earlier two locations and various things. And he realized that we are vegetarian. He said, I'm stopping car here for 5 minutes. I'm going to keep car on, be in the car, and I'll come back in 10-15 minutes. So I couldn't realize suddenly what happened. But anyway, I said 10-15 minutes, he must have some work. So he must have gone for that. That finally it took 45 minutes. And like, when situation like this, you start getting into negative thoughts. But the guy came with such a big smile on his face. And he had a fully porter following with a big carton. And he opened his boot and put the carton inside. He says, sir, sorry, it took a little time for me, but I had gone to buy completely new set of utensils for cooking food. We are we are we eat non-vegetarian food, so our utensils are of you know use cooking non-veg. So looking at the sacred purpose you have come in our country, a message of love and peace and harmony. I thought of buying new utensils. So you are completely served with a vegetarian pure food. I felt these three cities, three people were such a life-changing experience. And throughout the journey, we met so many people and so many experiences. Maybe we'll talk about Pakistan visit some other day. But these three visit and meeting people that made me think about that we are talking about Jai Jagat. Can we not do something? Because typically in India, when I say Mathuria, people understand he's a Hindu. I said, can I be human being than to be a Hindu or an Indian? What it makes sense? Can I do something to walk my talk? And at that time, Jayesh Bhai reminded me, Yogesh, I had told you 2 years back when you were venturing for South Africa that you should change your surname to be Vishwamitra. And then I could correlate what was foresightness on part of Jayesh Bhai, that you have given your life to work on peace and harmony across community, across countries. So why, we should know that you are a Hindu or you are Indian. You belong to this world. You belong to all the religion in this world. And when you say Vishwamitra, again, don't go on Hindu connotation. Vishwamitra means the friend of the world. And that's what the life path you are walking on. So then onwards, I think that was the most apt in the situation and the work I'm doing. So I adopted Vishwamitra Yogesh as my new name and dropped my surname. So I was thinking a lot that, what was root cause of my Mathuria surname and how in line with my current work, Vishwamitra was most apt for me. And like, you look at particularly Bori community, our Muslim brothers, normally whatever work they were doing, that become their surname when they got converted from Hindu to Muslim. So some level message was clear that what you do has to do with your surname. And so that's how I was also delighted and thank Jayesh Bhai very deeply that yes, I do understand meaning today. Maybe I took some time to understand, but yes, I will now onwards use Vishwamitra as my surname. So Yogesh Vishwamitra doesn't look nice, so I normally say Vishwamitra Yogesh. Some people says, "What's your surname and what's your name?" I said, "Whatever you understand, this is my name." So I just thought of sharing today the context and background about my maiden surname and my today's name and surname. I think uh, viewers will find it interesting, and I'm so much grateful. That's why today I thought of sitting right in front of my designers of my life. Some of these guys has really impacted my life so big way. Once again, I find it difficult to put in words, but this is also my gratitude to my family members, DM Hegde Saab, Jayesh Bhai, our host in Pakistan. So if I look at my life, has been big gratitude to various people I have met in the journey, and especially the Vishwamitra word came from my experience in Pakistan. So I'm so deeply grateful to Dr. Amir, who was instrumental in getting me visa for Pakistan. Uh, Gyanchand Pinjani ji, by the way, we had to delay our call because today is Gyanchand Pinjani's birthday. He is 85 now, but still very active and young. And he says, Yogesh bhai, let's continue to work how we can put some seeds of peace and harmony in minds of people. So thank you, Heman bhai. It's really pleasure to share some of the stories, and we'll take one more story next week. So in the meantime, thank you. Wish you a wonderful day. Big gratitude. Namaste.